Hi, welcome back to PLA YouTube channel where we talk about all things lashing. Today, I am going to give you a very straightforward guide on how to start your lash career. This is one of the questions that we get asked all the time. I want to be a lash tech, but I don't know how or where to get started and how to do it correctly. And a little bit backstory about my lash journey. So yeah, we get these questions a lot in Lash Forum. As you guys probably know, if you follow PLA, we own a lash group called Lash Queens, where we actually have a lot of lash artists go in there and ask, hey, I'm an esthetician, or I don't do anything when it comes to beauty, but I want to do I want to start doing eyelash extensions, and where do I start? And I always see people giving all different kind of answer. My biggest thing when someone start a business or a career is I want to make sure that we do it correctly, legally, and cover all the liability when it comes to doing lashes. So if you are new to the lash world, or if you have been doing lashes for a minute and you're not quite sure, hey, am I doing this right? Am I covering myself? What do I need to do to grow my business and all the things? I'm hoping today I'll share with you a few key steps to get this business start correctly and legally. So the first thing I would say is at every state when you going into this industry, the first thing I would recommend you to do is call your state board. Every state has a board for cosmetology, and that's the board that you should call. So like I would go and Google Nevada Cosmetology Board. That's the state I'm in. Majority of the state right now require you to have either an esthetician license or a cosmetology license, or like in Texas is a really special state that they have a license for eyelash extension specialist only, and I think that's the only state I know of that has that. But besides that, there's only few states that say, hey, do whatever you want, you don't really need to be an SD or a Cosmo. Majority of the state, they'll say that you need to be either SD or Cosmo or licensing official of some source. So what a lot of lash technicians make the mistake is they spend a tons of money on learning lashes and going to different classes and practicing for like 3 months or 6 months until they're ready to go and rent a booth or work at a salon. Come to find out, they actually not legally to do that. They can't do it legally, and they can't buy insurance, or they could buy insurance, but their insurance is not effective. So the very first thing is pick up the phone, call your state board of cosmetology, and make sure that you understand the guideline of it. Second, after they give you, this is what you need, then the second thing I recommend you to do is not to run to a cosmetology or esthetician school to sign up for it just because you want to do eyelash extensions. I can't even tell you how many people I know go to esthetician school or Cosmo school with the thought that I'll get the license and I'll do lashes, and come to find out that they hate doing lashes. It is a career that requires you to be very particular. It requires a lot of patience, and it is not cut out for everyone. So the second thing I recommend you to do is actually shadow someone. If you know a lash technician, ask to shadow them, or ask to say, hey, can I just watch you do it for a little bit? I don't really know if this is something that I want to do. Obviously have to be someone that you really, really like, or someone really like you, or someone who's willing to help, or let us know and come to visit us, and then you can kind of try that out. But shadow someone. Don't jump in with both feet and spend $15,000-$20,000 on your SD or cosmetology school, coming to find out that you hate it. I wouldn't want that for you. And then third thing that I would recommend you to do is buy a very small lash kit. So you can buy them. I wouldn't recommend you buying it on Amazon, just because I don't want you to start out with products that are not great, because it's already hard learning how to do lashes at first. If you use tweezers of not quality or adhesive of not great quality, it's going to be very discouraged for you at first to kind of start. So I recommend you to buy a very small lash kit and don't practice on a person, please. So you can watch some very basic video, and I say basic video, just to see how you hold your tweezers. Do you put it on? How do you like the nature of lashing, which is everything very OCD, detailed. And if you love that, because I've known people that really love craft and really love, tidy, tedious thing, puzzle, they very artistic. Then they'll go like, oh my gosh, I love this so much. Then you go to esthetician school and cosmetology school. And then when you're in esthetician and cosmetology school, they'll somewhat teach you about lashes. But take that time that you are in school, take some additional classes that specialize for lashes, and then use the time that you are in esthetician school, 6 months, 7 months, however long that is, and practice your craft when you are in, when you are in school, instead of just showing up and whatever and then go home, which happened at a lot of SD school. So I say use that time and practice your craft, and do a tons of people, have your friends, have everyone come into the SD school so you can practice on them. And then and don't just rely on school eyelash extension program. Make sure that you do your research, reach out to a brand, take an actual class that dedicated to eyelash extensions, so then you can learn everything correctly. After you are all done, you graduate, you get your license, you get your certificate, then you buy your insurance and you move on with building your eyelash career. So that's the legality of things. And then now that you are a lash technician and you are legal, or you are an esthetician, and you go, Michelle, how do I get started to do eyelash? And at first I say don't start charging people until you are ready. I've seen so many people go, but I have to, Michelle, I have to, I can't just afford to do models all the time. And they say, you don't have to do models all the time for free. Ask for a very small fee, so then it covers your supplies, a little bit of your time, but please don't charge them $200 for a set when you are new, because they're gonna get very upset if they have to lay there for like 3, 4, 5 hours, and then they're not gonna come back. I recommend that you work on your friends, on your family, on models for free for a good while, until you can get your full set down to about 2.5 to 3 hours, and then a fill for an hour and a half, an hour 45 minutes, to start charging people full price. Reason is they're gonna know when you showed up and you charge them full price and they have to be there for 5 hours, they get very upset. And you want to build up your skills, you want to build up your confidence, you want to troubleshoot and get your adhesive down, your applications down, and all the things. When people come to my class, I say, when you bring your model, make sure you bring someone who will love you no matter what. Bring your mom, bring your sister, bring your spouses, because you're gonna glue their eyes shut. You're gonna have some stickies on them. You're probably gonna give up halfway on the first model and cried. That I've seen them all in classes, and I don't want to add on the pressure of that's a paying client on top of that. A majority of people quit because they can't. Not that lashing is so hard, but they just can't handle the pressure of learning and doing everything when they are so new. You're not gonna know what you are really doing until probably about 3 months in. So in the meantime, if you need to pick up a part-time job and waitress, do it. It's fine. Go practice, do lashes in the daytime. Pick up a nighttime job, waitressing. Pick up a night job, Uber Eat, DoorDash, whatnot, so then you can pay your bills and you can actually take the time to perfect your craft. If you are in a really small city like mine, reputations is all you have. So if you build a reputation of being a fast, crappy lash artist who charge a lot, it takes a long time, or people generally don't come back and try you again. So this job, to stay solidly booked and to build your business to the point that you are completely booked, you have to deliver. This is not a job where you can fake it until you make it, kind of, and talk really fast and BS your way through it, you know, because people's gonna open their eyes and they're gonna see and they're gonna need to know that their lashes last, and they're gonna need to have proper aftercare, and they're gonna need to have all the things that a professional lash artist can provide. So I recommend that you stick with model, practice, and then speed up with your time until you are ready. Then you can go in and charge full price for it. Keep investing in your educations, obviously. New trends comes out every year, adding on extra mapping, wispy, you know, wet eye, all the new things that new lash artists do. So that's one of the things I recommend seasoned lash artists do, is to keep taking classes, whether it's online or learning it on YouTube, whether learning it from a official lash company's channel. Keep growing that way. But for new lash artists, make sure you don't start your career in charging people full price and go rent a booth until you are ready. Do a tons of model first. Run something very part-time for, you know, 2-3 hours a day. Team up with a lash artist and say, what hours that you don't use your lash room, can I rent your room for those hours, and squeeze your models in and do them. Do your friends and then take them off. Do your husband's lashes and then take him off, and then put it on again, and then take them off and put it on again, because you don't want to run into a client where you go, I don't know how to tape, I don't know how to map this, oh my god, my adhesive is not working. Clients is very unforgiving, especially when they pay. So make sure you get all of those dialed down before you move on with your with actually running a business. And obviously when you open a business, you need to have license. So get your city license, your state license, and your insurance, so you and your asset is covered. Just, you know, take your time and go from there. I don't cave under pressure. People saying, oh, I go to this lash artist, they do the set in an hour. I don't trust any lash artists that do a full set with 100% coverage in an hour. Hate me if you want, don't hate me. But I just don't, you know, it's impossible to do that. It takes like 10 minutes to wash and prep and tape, and then you have to map and you have to isolate properly. Adhesive needs time to cure, you know, all the things. So where you really should start feeling comfortable is 2.5 hours for a full set, and then an hour 15 minutes for a fill, unless you do partial set. So don't look at anyone next door to you and the person down the street or the suite, you know, 2 doors down from you, when they run all kind of promotions and when they're going, oh, I do a full set in 45 minutes. Stop focusing on your competitors, focus on how you grow and how you grow your own skills. And you're gonna find a group of clients that really appreciate your craft. And the more particular you are, the more careful you are, the more care you put into doing your lashes, you're gonna do great. My own lash artist that does my lashes takes 3 hours to do a set. It kills me. It is so long, and I am the most impatient person, you know. So I'm laying, twisting and turning, and you know, it's a miracle she hasn't fired me yet. But I go to her. I suck it up. I go to her because she does the most amazing lashes. She is so patient, and she makes sure I don't have any sticky. She makes sure that my mapping is correct. She makes sure that she washes me well and cures me well. And those are the things that your clients really appreciate, and they'll stick with you if your skills, you know, rise above other lash artists. So take your times to get there. And just a quick minute about how my lash journey kind of went. When I first started, there was no regulation. I started about 13, 14 years ago. You know, you just buy stuff and become a lash artist. And I was self-taught, so I made every mistake there were. I glued people's eyes shut. I, you know, drove to people's house and do the lashes on the couch and all the things. And it was quite scary. But one year, the Arizona State Board was where I was at, and they changed the rule, and they make it that esthetician or cosmetologist has to be, you know, you have to have those licenses to do lashes. So I went back to school, got my SD license, and just keep moving on. I regret that I didn't pay more attention when I was in SD school because I already knew how to do lashes, but I wished that I learned sanitations and all the things better. So now later on I had to pay, now that I know the importance of it, I had to pay to really learn sanitations, you know, from the beginning to end. So that's something that you want to focus on when you are in esthetician school because you already pay for it. And then I just kept lashing, and my lashing business grew to I think by the point that I sold my salon, I had about, between the two salons, we had about 18 lash technicians. I now don't lash anymore. I kind of lash models, I lash my sister every once in a while. I do testing products. I really used and abused, is that the term, my body in the years that I lashed. I didn't have very good postures, I didn't have very good light, I didn't have very good you know, glassware, I didn't use very good products, and those are the lessons that I learned over the years that really hurt my body. When I quit lashing, my body really was screaming no more. So those are all the things that I learned during the years, and I'm hoping that I can share this with you using this lash channel so you don't make the same mistakes that I do. If I could help, you know, sharing my experience, my failures, being a lash artist, building a business, and all the steps that I went through, all the hiccup and bumps that I did, I'm so happy and honored that I could share that with you, and hopefully you will pick up something, you know, from my mistake and don't make the same mistake, because some of them are very costly. Yeah, that's all. So make sure that you get your proper license, make sure that that's something that you want to do, make sure that you practice a ton and be patient with yourself and give yourself grace throughout the process, because this is a career. This is not a fast and grab kind of thing. This is a career. So you want to make sure that you give yourself some time to grow and give yourself some grace through the process. And good luck lashing, happy lashing, and come back if you like what you you know, just watch. If you found value in it, please hit the subscribe button. We're going to try to upload videos more often to give you guys more tips and tricks, and I'll see you in the next video.